The frostbite will be on their hands, not ours. Do you think that's a bit much, the frostbite bit?
Frostbite. Frostbite.
Do you think that's a bit much, the frostbite bit?
There are two types of vice presidents, doormats and matadors. Which
Matador. Matador.
doormats and matadors? Which
More amenable if it comes from a friend.
You're right. A trusted confidant.
Confidant. Confidant.
You're right. A trusted confidant. You don't have to sell. You can dictate.
What do you want in return?
A working government. We stave off the freeze.
Stave. Stave.
A working government. We stave off the freeze. And that's what I'm offering. You get a win on entitlements. We avoid a shutdown.
Shutdown. Shutdown.
We avoid a shutdown.
And then you can deal with the Secret Service, too.
It's the usual overseas chatter. Bit of a bump in China, but
Chatter. Chatter.
it's the usual overseas chatter. Bit of a bump in China, but
The Vice President just assumed office. I can't have this conspiracy stuff going mainstream.
This sort of thing usually fizzles out.
I can't take the chance.
Fizzle. Fizzle.
This sort of thing usually fizzles out.
I can't take the chance.
He hasn't committed a crime.
But he wants to. So help him.
That requires manpower.
Manpower. Manpower.
That requires manpower.
Lynchburg Children's Pediatric Division.
Pediatric. Pediatric.
Lynchburg Children's Pediatric Division.
I do.
I don't want to put our necks out there just to have the guillotine fall.
Guillotine. Guillotine.
There just to have the guillotine fall.
It's not as progressive as I'd like. You mean radical?
Raising retirement age to 67 makes entitlements solvent until 2055. And
Solvent. Solvent.
raising retirement age to 67 makes entitlements solvent until 2055. And
I promised I wouldn't waver when it
Are
came
we
to things
really
like...
going to allow the Tea Party to determine
I've never been
fiscal
beholden to
legislation?
the Tea Party.
Beholden. Beholden.
Never been
Fiscal
beholden to the Tea Party.
constitutes the passage of the bill.
by previous agreement.
Yeah, that's right. We passed the amendment, then we're done. Wham bam.
Can we?
Wham. Wham.
Then we're done. Wham bam.
Can we?
I'm on the home screen.
Open Notary app.
Notary. Notary.
Open Notary app.
Must have flown the wrong direction for winter.
It sounds windy. Where are you?
Top of my building. Got a bird feeder up here.
Feeder. Feeder.
Top of my building. Got a bird feeder up here.
Let's work with the president. I hear we have a green light.
He pushed back in the beginning, but yeah. His writers are reworking the speech now.
Rework. Rework.
Is now.
That is purely objective.
We can finally do something. We have the means to act.
Some teenage pimple-faced hacker.
Pimple. Pimple.
Some teenage pimple-faced hacker. Lucas, listen to
If
me.
we get these records, I'll need your help tracking timelines, piecing together the
Chronology. Chronology.
piecing together the
No.
Where's everyone else?
I did you a disservice yesterday. We should.
Disservice. Disservice.
I did you a disservice yesterday. We should.
We suffer in the midterms, and the next Congress dismantles the agreement.
You think we're being disingenuous?
Disingenuous. Disingenuous.
You think we're being disingenuous?
15 years before revisitation, not 10.
Visitation. Visitation.
15 years before revisitation, not 10.
We're doing some follow-up pieces on the cyber warfare thing. I just wanted to get a layman's understanding of how the Chinese might get through a firewall.
Firewall. Firewall.
Of how the Chinese might get through a firewall.
I'll reach out to Mendoza first.
This is the State of the Union, Frank. I won't be left in limbo.
Limbo. Limbo.
I won't be left in limbo. Raymond's not a politician. He relies on our political expertise as much as we rely on his business acumen.
Acumen. Acumen.
As much as we rely on his business acumen.
Maybe. Dusk is blocking my way. Goodwin at my heels. There can be no false steps now. The higher up the mountain, the more treacherous the path.
Treacherous. Treacherous.
The higher up the mountain, the more treacherous the path.
How much more you want to do right now? Still in this area?
Yeah, and one more poppy.
That's all.
Poppy. Poppy.
Yeah, and one more poppy.
That's all. You're heading in.
Mendoza's an early riser.
Riser. Riser.
Mendoza's an early riser. He wasn't elected leader.
True, but I have to pick my battles.
If you can't control him on budgetary issues...
Budgetary. Budgetary.
If you can't control him on budgetary issues... What if both VA hospitals in your district... Yes, both of them.
Let me call you
Hold
back.
on. Who?
Moriarty. I promised him an amendment for his bovine research center.
Bovine. Bovine.
I promised him an amendment for his bovine research center.
Sir. Sir, we might not have a majority.
What?
The Dems are poaching people.
Poach. Poach.
Dems are poaching people. Donner, Pulaski, maybe more.
Voting for the amendment?
Some, others abstaining. I'm still trying to figure out who.
Abstain. Abstain.
Some, others abstaining. I'm still trying to figure out who.
Mr. Brown.
Here? More expeditious than that.
Expeditious. Expeditious.
More expeditious than that.
Ehrenberg, Engel, Erickson, Fell, Garrison, Gentry.
Gentry. Gentry.
Fell, Garrison, Gentry. Mr. Whitehouse, Mr. Wicker, Mr. White, Mr.
Wicker. Wicker.
Mr. Wicker, Mr. White, Mr.
All those opposed, nay?
Nay.
The ayes have it, and the motion is agreed to. The Sergeant of Arms is hereby instructed to...
Hereby. Hereby.
The Sergeant of Arms is hereby instructed to
arrest absent members if necessary. According to Republican Senator Curtis Haas, one of the staunchest opponents of the Entitlement Amendment,
Staunch. Staunch.
one of the staunchest opponents of the Entitlement Amendment,
And Mr. Haas is present. Mr. President, a quorum is now present.
You can pass the amendment. I'll just filibuster the main bill.
No.
Filibuster. Filibuster.
You can pass the amendment. I'll just filibuster the main bill.
No. I want an immediate call of the roll. Don't let half a second pass.
Yes, sir.
A quorum is present. The
Quorum. Quorum.
quorum is present. The bastard hadn't died in the first place.
The president wanted to go ballistic, but I calmed him down.
Ballistic. Ballistic.
The president wanted to go ballistic, but I calmed him down.
Of any law enforcement agency.
I already told you I wasn't.
Two-step verification.
Verification. Verification.
Two-step verification.